In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a ghost phone. So what I mean by a ghost phone is that these devices right here don't use a cell tower. They don't need a SIM card. They work off encrypted radio channels. You can send encrypted text messages between 1 to 3 miles, depending on your line of sight, with these devices. And you could even have it go further by linking it to other Meshtastic devices. So for example, I had this phone, and 3 miles away was this phone, and another 3 miles away there was this phone. I can communicate from this distance by using this phone. It would actually piggyback off of these devices to create their own mesh network. We're going to be using Meshtastic to do this. Meshtastic uses the LoRa radio protocol to make this happen. I'm going to show you how to set this up and how to buy one and how to flash the firmware onto it to do it, as well as do a quick test. So the reason why I have these gadgets is because I use these for my off-grid communications, private communications, as well as disaster scenario situations. So the great thing about these devices and these ghost phones is that it's a dedicated Meshtastic device. So what that means is you don't need your phone to help communicate. So right now, if I use this, set this up to do the same thing as a mini cell tower, it connects to your phone through Bluetooth, and then it transmits the message over radio, and then the other radio gets it, receives it, sends it to your phone over Bluetooth. Then you can interact with the device with your phone. With this one, this is completely off grid. You don't need a cell phone to set this up. It's basically a dedicated device for off-grid communications. And that's why I like these. These are the most private you can get when it comes to Meshtastic, and that's why I'm going to show you how to set this up and how to buy one and where to get one and where to even get a discount on it. First thing we're going to do is flash the firmware. Now, the T-Deck Pluses got this new upgrade where they have better keyboards than the original. So the original, you see, I have these square buttons. The new T-Deck Plus has these elevated, separated buttons. Kind of mimics, I think it's the exact copy of their T-Deck Pro. This device is very limited what it can do so far, but eventually I would like to see this get Meshtastic on it. But for now, we're going to be focusing on the T-Deck Plus. I think my #1 ghost phone recommendation at this point. So we're going to go to the Meshtastic firmware website. I'll leave all the links in the description. We're going to pick the most latest firmware that's stable. We're going to press flash. We're going to hit continue. And then we're going to do full erase and install. And the way you have to do this to get it ready to flash is that you have to hold down the middle button, the trackball, and turn it on. Once you do that, you'll be ready to flash it. All right, so I turned it on and held the button down, so the computer says there's something connected. So I'm going to go ahead and hit erase and install. Click on the device, hit continue, and let it do all the work. It should jump and it should start erasing shortly, and then it's going to flash the firmware to us. It's already doing all the work. And when this is done, that's it. You're pretty much ready to go. All you have to do is set up a setting real quick in here to make sure you're on the right radio band, and I'll show you how to do that. And one note I noticed with the new T-Deck Pluses is that you can't do it with that new UI. So it works if you just have these settings right here. So make sure that full erase install is on and bundled web UI. Just put that on and it should work. All right, so the firmware is flashed to the device now, and now we're going to pick the right radio channel. It depends on what region you're in. So right now I'm in the US, so I gotta set this up to work for the US. Once we get to the website, we're gonna connect to our device. Connect. Oops. Okay, so once we're connected, it's gonna show, so we're still plugged into the computer. It's up and running. We're gonna go to config. Go to LoRa, which is the radio, and now we have to click on the region. So we're in the US. So hit US. We're going to hit save. All right, it rebooted. It's set up, and now we're going to send a message. And just like that, we just sent an off-grid communication that's encrypted and decentralized, and this is a really useful tool for disaster scenarios. When the cell networks go down, this will work. These are just mini radios that you don't even need a license for to send text messages. I think eventually they'll open up more capabilities, maybe do like short voice or something like that. But right now, this works with text messages. So you just saw it there. We got the phone. We set it up. We use the Web Flasher to flash the firmware onto this device. Then we use the Web Client to configure the region. And that's it. That's how easy it was to set up our Ghost phone. So if you want to pick one of these up, if you go to LilyGo.cc, they're a channel partner. If you use code GHOSTRATS, you can save 5% on your device. So there is the product right there. This is the T-Deck Plus. This is the one I recommend you getting. They also upgraded the keyboard, like I said earlier. So this has a better keyboard than the original. And this guy right here is the one you would get. And it's a much better button system. So very easy. You don't fumble and press more than one button with this keyboard. And it's the more refined. This is the first time they did a refresh. So really excited to see this. So that's it. That's how you set up a Ghost phone for communications. Remember, don't do anything illegal. I don't condone any illegal activity. This is really good for disaster scenarios when there's a blackout and you need a device that communicate with somebody else within 1 to 3 miles and even further if they have a Meshtastic device, etc. So really good gadget to have. I recommend you having this in one of your survival kits just because it's a sole Meshtastic device that you could just leave and forget and then use when you need it. But that's pretty much it for this video. So how to build the actual Ghost phone. So this is, I believe, is better than a burner. Depends on how far you want to reach and communicate. But thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you want to become a channel member, support me on all these videos that I do. It's much appreciated. And remember,
safety is an illusion.